URC run number 16, folks. The Stormers have gone up to Wales and managed to get themselves a win at Rodney Parade. We'll go through some key events and stats. You guys can let us know your thoughts. But ultimately, in a nutshell, Stormers were not really at the races in the first half. They were sluggish. The Dragons were able to kind of build up a wee bit of a lead. But then the Stormers can hit you on the break, and in the second half, they absolutely let loose. But yeah, key events, stats, and you guys let us know your thoughts. First URC game I have seen in a while, myself, since getting back to New Zealand in early May. And first half was a real arm wrestle. Like, in terms of run meters and whatnot, it was low. Real low in that first half. I mean, the Stormers weren't doing themselves any favours. Dweber, not straight on a line out on his own 5 meters, gives the Dragons a chance. The Dragons get held up. They eventually get 3 points from a penalty. And then from their next chance, when they get a line out down on Stormer territory, they actually manage to get a try. So 8 points to 0 lead for the Dragons. And then just before halftime, they made it 11. So 11 points unanswered in the first half for the Dragons. But then the Stormers, who haven't really been at it, get themselves a penalty from a scrum. And then they get themselves a try, kind of out of nowhere. Wok Halant, basically, who sets up 3 tries in this game. A little bit of a shimmy step, half break, dinking kick through to Angelo Davids, and it's try time. So all of that pressure and possession and territory and effort the Dragons had to put to get 11 points, the Stormers were able to basically nullify with a 5-minute kind of nice wee purple patch. So 10 points to 11 at halftime. I mentioned the run meters are low, like 114 meters for the Dragons and 68 for the Stormers in the entire half of rugby. Sometimes you'll see one player on a team get more than that in a half. So it was kind of low. And Wainwright for the Dragons has 40 of those 114. So very, very kind of key man for the Dragons in that first half. Dragons have had 65% possession, 62% territory. And there's only been one clean break in the entire half. The Stormers have been on the wrong side of the penalty count. Second half, Libbok's able to boot the Stormers in front. But then the Stormers were able to, well, the Stormers were not able to, but they did concede a pretty soft exit penalty to let the Dragons back in front, so kind of exchange of penalties. Tit for tat. Looked like Libbok got himself a try, but it's chalked off for a knock-on in the build-up. The Dragons, though, the pressure you can feel is starting to mount on them. They get a yellow card warning for scrum time. The Stormers are able to go back in front with a penalty from that. And then Wainwright, though, who's probably the Dragons' best player of the game, he's able to get himself a try. It's maybe the best period of play for the Dragons in the second half. 10 phases. Dyer goes close. Pass to Hughes. Also close. Stormers' defense does really well to hold, but then pick and goes, and Wainwright's able to reach out. So 21-16, Dragons back in front. But that's the final scoring for the Dragons, and the Stormers have still got a lot of scoring to do. That seemed to wake the Stormers up because they started actually to put some phases together, which something they were struggling with up until that point. Halant gets another try assist when he puts the ball through to Davids for his second, so 23-21. And Libbok's just kicking bloody everything from the tee. Great from him. Great conversion from the sideline. Another penalty conceded at scrum time for the Dragons on 71 minutes, and it's a long time between the warning on 57 and the penalty on 71. I forget if there were any penalties between them, but it's a yellow card to the Dragons, and that's what really opens up the door for the Stormers guys to put on some points. They immediately go for touch, immediately maul it. Boom, Roos is able to go over, so 30 points to 21. Stormers on kick return not long later. Get another one through Ngomzulu, and then he gets a final one, so it's proper champagne rugby at the death from another cross kick, the angles, the offloads. It's all beautiful stuff from the Stormers. It's what you know the Stormers can do, and you haven't seen any of it in the first half, but if you stuck around for those final 10 minutes, you saw some bloody attractive rugby. So finishes 44-21, which is kind of a tough one for the Dragons to take because they were in the game for large periods. But like I said, the Stormers are that kind of team that you just give them 5 minutes and, man, they can real punish you. So that's what happened in this one. Second half, Stormers end up with 57% possession and 60% territory, so a lot more than they had in the first. Clean breaks finish 4-3 to the Stormers. Remember, there's only one in the entire first half. Run meters 205 to 187. That's to the Stormers. The lineouts, one area the Stormers still struggle a little bit. Like the Dragons lineout was at 100%, whereas the Stormers 75, so a few went awry. But the tackle percentage for the Dragons, man, 70%. You're not going to win games. Super Rugby teams get way more than that. You're not going to win games with 70% tackling. The Stormers were 89. Individuals, Halant, man of the match, 3 try assists from him. Fantastic stuff. Wainwright, as I mentioned, probably the best player for the Dragons. Remember I said he had 40 metres in the first half. He had 42 in total, so just no ball in the second half. Libok beats 5 defenders. Russ has 4 beaten defenders. Murat, 18 from 18 tackles, good. Knock from the captain on defence. Screech had 8 from 8 on defence for the Dragons. The Dragons have got the Ospreys away next, which they'll hope will be a closer game. And the Stormers, in terms of getting their final log position as high as they can, will go away to Galway to face Connacht, which is always a tough ask, but yeah, we'll see how they go. You guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.